I have genuinely never seen this before, as we just witnessed certainly the funniest game of the Toronto Raptors this entire season, as the team came out, as they've been doing, playing very well as of late, the main starters, the main core group for this Raptors squad. But then, of course, at the end of the games, they do some, minutes restrictions. They do some different rotation things where young guys are playing and they try to throw the lead. They try to throw the game for the other team. But tonight was so egregious, was so on the nose, what the Toronto Raptors were doing out there in this game. I mean, we can take a look in terms of the lineup that they closed the game with. You had Jarrett Roden out there on the lineup in the final stretches, Orlando Robinson, AJ Lawson, Jacobe Walter, and Jamal Shead. All of those guys were out there on the lineup to close this one off, and still the Orlando Magic team, the bum franchise that is the Orlando Magic, this team that's trying to fight in the playoffs, that are trying to jockey for position in the Eastern Conference, to stay on the play, to do all that type of stuff, they still find a way to lose. So we'll break down the absolute insanity of what just happened for this Raptors team, what we could really take away, because even though, it didn't help the cause to capture the flag in this game here tonight, there are a lot of positives to really discuss out here in this one, and frankly, how we're feeling about the current state of the Toronto Raptors to close out this year, the game plan of what we could expect for this team to close out the stretch of the season. But before we dive into that, folks, I announced earlier this morning, we are back out here on Spotify, so if you guys want to be able to listen on the go, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcast, definitely, follow Raptors Digest, check us out, and leave a review if you're enjoying the content. We need a few reviews up there because we are officially back out there on Spotify. But let's dive into the madness. Let's dive into what's going on, because frankly, this was absolutely insane. The Toronto Raptors ended up winning this game 114 to 113 to the happiness of the result kind of disappointed both franchises. Fans of both teams were probably disappointed in the outcome of this game, but it was by all means one of the funniest games I ever got to see, because frankly, to close off this one, the Raptors, as I showed earlier, just ran their complete bench unit, ran a full-out bench lineup. I guess Jacobe Walter was out there starting tonight, but ran the rooks, ran the young guys, and said, hey, let's keep it rocking. Let's get things rolling there. And the Magic, Paulo Banchero tried there at the end, but, despite Darko, everyone's intentions to take an L in this one, the Toronto Raptors, by the heroics of Jacobe Walter, who hit like a hook shot, kind of the side of his body, 3 out there to let it fly to win the game. I guess there was a chance Orlando could do it. They had a weird call there at the end, but basically, the Toronto Raptors ended up winning this with an absolutely ludicrous hook shot there from Jacobe Walter from behind the 3-point line, which you just love to see. And I know the Orlando, again, a lot of Raptors fans are looking for the losses, and this does have an impact out there at the Take-a-thon. You can see the Raptors have won 2 games. The Brooklyn Nets are now crawling closer to us, and there's less separation there between the Pelicans, the Raptors, all that type of stuff. But I don't know. I'm happy for the young guys. I'm happy for this. I think with the Raptor strategies we'll discuss in this video, I think we're going to lose more games than we actually expect. But the fact the team is very competitive out here, trying, hustling, and, still looks good. And despite all the crazy tactics the Raptors are doing to try to take some L's, they're still able to pull out games. It's very encouraging for the team's quality next season. Now, of course, I don't think the season's a failure if we don't get, Cooper Flagg, if we don't get one of those top 3 picks. It's tough odds in there anyways, but, it would be nice to, in these games where we're egregiously taking as bad as it looks. This looks bad. This looks bad. To be quite frank, it's pretty blunt. It's pretty clear what the Toronto Raptors are doing in terms of lineups and rotations, in terms of losing these games, but they still end up winning, so I don't think it's, punishable or anything like that, but it's egregious what the Toronto Raptors are doing right now. It is blatant, and to then end up winning, it's pretty funny, and to see it happen to the Orlando Magic, a team that I don't like. We play them in the playoffs, and their fans are always going at us, so it's everyone's going on Franz Wagner and all that madness. That's Scottie Barnes, so it's better than Franz Wagner, but it's just a funny thing to see. It's a funny thing to witness. It's a funny thing to watch. So, again, I'm never going to be sad after a Toronto Raptors win, but it was in very, very funny circumstances in terms of what happened in this one. But there were some positive storylines to discuss as well, for this team, because frankly, there were some positives. Guys, RJ Barrett continues to be a beast for this Toronto Raptors team. 21 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 32 minutes of action, 7-14 from the field. Just proving why I do not want him traded. Unless we're getting an absolute haul in return, I do not want to see RJ Barrett traded. So standing by that, he proves that every single night. Like the entire starting unit tonight in this one looked really, really good. Immanuel Quickley never took a lot of shots, but had 15 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, doing his thing out there on the court, a few turnovers, but that is what it is. Scottie Barnes, again, missed his 3-point shots, didn't take over by any stretch, but 17, 13, 5, 3, and 1. You're not going to complain too much about that there. Jakob Poeltl, the box score might not indicate it, but he was really, really effective for the Toronto Raptors in this game. 17 points, 7 rebounds, doing his thing. 2 steals, 1 block, 2 assists. Jakob Poeltl looking like a beast out there for this team. And, of course, Jacobe Walter, the hero in this one. 17 points. Got to the free throw line a lot, which is great to see. And, 4-10 shooting from the field, 2-4 from the three-point line, shooting the ball, scoring, and looking confident. Even, despite the few turnovers, but hit that crazy shot there at the end. So that was a huge positive. Just the entire Rooks, man. Like, I probably want to see a bit more John the Mobo, but again, the circumstances there. But basically, AJ Lawson was really the surprise off the bench for the Raptors in this game. 13 points, ended up having 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Former team he's playing up against, so 5 of 6 shooting for the field, 3 of 4 from the three-point line. A little nice little revenge game there for AJ Lawson. Actually, just double check myself. That's a complete fib in terms of his team. He played for the Dallas Mavericks, not the Orlando Magic. Very similar sounding names there. Same colors and everything. I'm mixing things up, but not a revenge game. But AJ Lawson doing his thing out there for this Raptors team. Coming out of the 2-way spot. A guy that's can come out, can really rock and score in bunches for this team. Being a hometown guy, I like to see the hometown guys really play well. Jamal Shead, especially early on in this game, looked very, very solid. Intense out there on the defensive end as he always is. But in this one, ended up having 8 points in this game. 5 assists, intense defense. He was guarding Paolo Banchero there for a stretch. Did deal with some foul trouble, but again, want to see a few more of those shots go down. But he's been playing very, very well as of late. But that's the thing with this Raptors group. The one thing that is disappointing me as well, and I get why, but Chris Boucher is not getting run, not getting minutes and opportunities there, which does suck to see. But you should have traded him if that was the case in terms of he's not going to get run down the stretch of the season. You want him to get paid, want him to get his bag for next year, for whatever it is. But the Toronto Raptors, the reality is, we took a look at it already in this video, but, this team is trying to lose. Like, there's no world where you're doing this, and that isn't the game plan. That isn't the approach. That isn't the strategy. And the Sixers and the Nets are trying to lose games in a hurry to, try to catch the Toronto Raptors out there in these tankathon standings, especially the Philadelphia 76ers as they lose their draft pick if it doesn't fall into the top 6 or 7, I believe. So I think it's top 6. Yeah, you can see it. If it's in 7, they'll go to the OKC Thunder. So these teams are going to be pressing very hard to catch us in these tankathon standings. So I think the Toronto Raptors, despite their easy schedule to close off this season, they will still lose a lot more games than people are expecting because, frankly, if they're willing to do this, play the Rooks this much, they're going to be pretty blatant and full force on the tank to close out this season. So I'm not too worried about every win here and there. We still have a little bit of a cushion, but we'll see how things go. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. You guys best think of the star. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.